But first tonight, a report of shots fired forces a police response and the near lockdown of 2 downtown Madison campuses. I'm Danica Lewis live with the details.
And good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Eric Franke.
And I'm Michelle Lee. Police now say this all began as an armed robbery. 2 suspects holding up a man at gunpoint downtown. The night team's Danica Lewis has more on what's breaking tonight. Danica.
Well, Michelle and Eric, a lot breaking here in just the last hour or so. Police still inside the station questioning the 2 suspects they now have detained. One was picked up at a bus stop on Observatory Drive. The other was picked up near Henry and Gilman. The 17 and 18-year-olds are suspects now in a holdup where a 19-year-old who was thought to be an MATC student was held up at gunpoint and robbed on the 100 block of West Gorham. That victim's friend or friends chased these suspects near 130 Langdon Street, where one shot was fired. And even though everyone is safe and sound tonight, the police's job has just begun.
We still have a lot of officers, and the University Police Department has a lot of officers out looking for additional evidence and witnesses. Again, it's a very fluid situation. The backpack that was stolen from the victim, it's my understanding that that has not been recovered yet.
Also missing tonight, as we are told, is that gun that was used and shot in this situation. We aren't sure at this time if that shot was fired at someone or simply up in the air. We are aware that police talked to someone in a vehicle that might be linked with all of this, but there was not enough information to bring those people into custody. And it's still early to know if these are the same suspects responsible for some armed robberies in the area as well. A number of witnesses to this. We talked to one girl who watched it all from her bedroom window.
At one point, they jumped down into the front of this house behind us, and the guy that these 2 other boys were chasing pulled out a gun and just shot at them, above them, I suppose.
Now, this whole situation actually prompted a couple of lockdown type situations. One at Madison College, what you're seeing right now is what was happening over there tonight. Students and teachers kept inside the building as police searched every room. A witness believed that a suspect fled to that area. They did not find any suspects in Madison College's downtown campus at that time. There is also a lockdown situation at the Union Terrace as they search for someone there. We're actually told one of the suspects they did catch up with tonight and now have questioning went through the lake over there, a shallow part of it, at one point in time. So just to recap here, we have a 19-year-old victim, probably an MATC student, who was robbed at gunpoint of his backpack, his wallet, and keys. And the 2 suspects right now are in custody, not charged yet, but a 17 and 18-year-old are still being questioned by police tonight.
Danica, before you go, I do have a question. We were having a Google Plus hangout earlier and talking to some of the witnesses downtown, and someone said that they saw a car possibly full of people. Is there any word tonight that there might be other suspects involved?
Not at this time, Michelle. We did ask about that vehicle, a suspicious vehicle, and the only information that we got from police, as I mentioned here, was that there may have been some folks linked to these 2 individuals who are now in custody that were in that car, but there wasn't enough information to bring them in as well. So at this point in time, it does not seem like we are searching for another person. I'm sure police will put out any information on that and get some help from folks if that is the case.
And Danica, one more thing before you go. These are very busy areas. They're active areas, especially in the school time of year. Are there still areas, I just want to be clear here, where they don't want people interfering with what they're trying to do down there? Are there areas that are still kind of on lockdown, if you will, or at least they want people to stay away?
Sure, Eric. At this point in time, I don't believe so. I have to be honest, though. We've been here at the station for quite a little while now. Over on campus, we were there a little bit earlier where they still did have an active crime scene going on. But at that point in time, even though they were advising students to stay inside and not really move around campus, they were still looking for the suspect. There were still plenty of students out and about, perhaps not heeding the warning, or maybe at that time they felt like it was more relaxed. So at this time, Eric, not any particular areas police told us to stay out of or stay away from.
Pretty unbelievable story. They said this happened at 6:20 p.m. That's about 100 yards north of State Street. So very busy. It was still daylight at that time, too. So pretty amazing story. Danica Lewis live downtown. Danica, thank you for your reporting tonight.